This is the core thing that I really enjoy being with a group of young entrepreneurs. They will think of ways which we haven't thought of for sure, right? And they will create the innovation and the journeys that is going to make things really better for everyone else.
This is Atlas Network with Michael Carnuccio.
Welcome to Atlas Network with Michael Carnuccio, the show where we introduce you to the courageous leaders on the front lines of the global freedom movement. Today, we're heading to Bangladesh, a country on the edge of political transformation and entrepreneurial reinvention. Our guest is Arif Nezami, founder of Preneur Lab, an Asia finalist for the 2025 Smart Bets Award from Atlas Network. Arif's pitch, StartKoro, Bangladesh Open for Business, is a bold attempt to ignite a youth-driven entrepreneurship culture and smash down the bureaucratic barriers that have long stifled small businesses across their country. In a place where government jobs are prized and business is seen as a backup plan, Arif is working to flip that narrative. This episode unpacks why Bangladesh's recent political upheaval might just be a reform window the country and the freedom movement has been waiting for. Stick around for why this matters now and how Arif is using AI to empower entrepreneurs and how his partnership with Atlas Network is helping take his vision from grassroots to the national scale. A programming note, Arif and I recorded this episode at the Atlas Network Liberty Forum in New York City. So you may hear some background noise and some lights flashing. You may see a little bit different than usually do, but it was a great conversation, a good time, and Arif's story is truly inspiring. Enjoy. Well, Arif, thank you so much for being with us here, and I'm excited about the conversation we're going to have. But here is obviously at the Liberty Forum and Freedom Dinner in New York. So first question for you is, when you bump into somebody here, maybe that you've never met, and they say, Arif, what do you do? How do you answer the question?
Sure. First of all, thank you for inviting me into this. So I'm Arif Nezami. I'm the trustee of Preneur Lab Youth and Innovation Trust. And so what we do in Bangladesh is we empower young people, women, and entrepreneurs. And we try to solve policy problems that we have in Bangladesh and try to empower youth to make sure that Bangladesh is a better place to live in.
So the way the organizations are structured there, that's why we say trustee, right? It's a trust, but you're actually one of the co-founders. Absolutely. So talk to me about your vision and how you put together the Preneur Lab.
Absolutely. So we started that actually in 2014, almost 10 years ago.
Wow.
And when I was just graduating from the universities, and I saw there's lots of opportunity in Bangladesh, specifically in tech and innovation and youth. So the startup scene around the world was, growing really fast. Bangladesh did not have those kind of much opportunities. So this was our first start with the Preneur Lab. We wanted to connect global giants, global tech talents, and global innovation to Bangladesh. So that's why we started Preneur Lab. Slowly we realized that other than that, we have to get into the policy advocacy and do lots of other work as well. So slowly we grew over last 10 years. And now working on different scenes, as we mentioned, like empowering youth, empowering women, entrepreneurs, and trying to build the ecosystem and the culture shift in Bangladesh.
I want to ask you about one of your main programs, in fact, Smart Bets winner at the forum before, and now you're up for the global Smart Bets that we'll have here at the Liberty Forum. But before we do that, let me ask you, what have you learned in 10 years since you started? It's a significant milestone.
Absolutely.
A lot of organizations struggle to make their first decade. So what have you learned this time?
Absolutely. So when I was growing up, I thought that, the world is slowly going to be the best place and better place. And there'll be a point where there's no problem in the world, and we are slowly progressing towards that. I think over last 10 years, when we are working on social issues and trying to, empower people, what we found out that there will be more and more problems from different places, the ideas that we never have thought of.
Sure.
And there are different actors, different ideas coming from different places, right? So I think the core thing that I've learned is development and progress is a continuous thing. and we have to keep doing our thing, whatever we can do best, and try to move towards the goal. So there'll be no point in, at least in the near future, that everything is sorted out, the world became, the best place to live in. But we can make our small changes and try to make the impact that is possible in our range, and try to partner up with organizations like Atlas Network and other organizations that we have in Asia and other parts of the world to learn from them and implement the same ideas and same strategies in Bangladesh to make it a great place.
I want to ask you about the partnership with Atlas Network, but let's do that in a little bit. First, let's talk about the Smart Bets competition, right?
Yes.
Your pitch was well received earlier this year for a program called StartKoro. So what is StartKoro? Explain to us what it means and give us your pitch.
Absolutely. So StartKoro means startup in Bangla, right? Is kind of motivating youth to start something of their own and, to start entrepreneurship as a journey. Bangladesh is a very small country, right, land-wise, but we have 180 million plus people. And when you have so many people and so many small piece of land, you are supposed to have lots of challenges and problems, right?
Sure.
And that's when we thought that only innovation, youth, and entrepreneurship can actually bring some meaningful impact and meaningful change.
Sure.
And make Bangladesh a better place for our future generations. And so StartKoro is connecting all those three, right? So we are helping young entrepreneurs creating innovative ideas, solving real problems, and then how can they make this as a journey and sustainable and growing business. So that's the total motivation or the core motivation of StartKoro. We started that during the COVID years when everything was locked down. We wanted to make some impact. So right now we are in the 5th year of StartKoro, and it's going well. We have trained more than 1,000 young entrepreneurs.
1,000, wow.
And almost around close to 200 new startups were formed and created more than 1,000 job opportunities for younger generation. So it's going well.
I would say so. What is it like when you have someone that is young, thinking about the future, and you hear them just take a challenge and come up with this brand new idea and a plan to attack it and create a startup around it? What is that experience like?
Absolutely. So, every year we thought that, okay, we have the best ideas and, the innovation that came up and it is the best of the world.
Yeah.
But next year, some youth will come up with newer innovation and newer challenges to solve in a better way, right?
Sure.
So I think this is the core thing that I really enjoy being with a group of young entrepreneurs. They will think of ways which we haven't thought of for sure, right? And they will create the innovation and the journeys that is going to make things really better for everyone else. And they're also thinking about others. So they are not only thinking about corporations or startups that make generating money for them, but they are trying to make impact and solve a real social problem, solving, creating global impact. For example, some of the startups are working on for climate change, right?
Really?
Some of the startups are working to empower women. Some of the startups are working to make sure the migrant workers who live, lots of more than 10 million migrants workers from Bangladesh lives other countries other than Bangladesh. So they are trying to make lives of those migrant workers better, right? So I think it's a beautiful journey and learning.
Sure.
Every year we get to get so many new pitches, and we are amazed. And I hope that this will continue for a long time.
I'm sure one of our audience right now that's either watching or listening is hearing this and saying, I kind of want to learn more about Preneur Lab. I want to participate. Is there a annual conference or forum or something they can come to or see?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have different programs that we do every year. For example, StartKoro is a program that we're doing for the last 5 years. We have another initiative called Freedom Fellows. We are almost doing it for 5-6 years as well. So that's a residential camp where that happens at least once or twice every year.
Wow.
And we take 30 to 40 young entrepreneurs and activists from around the country, and we take them to a residential camp in Cox's Bazar, which is one of the largest sea beach in the world as well. So they can think and they can innovate. So other than those initiatives that keeps happening in different months of the year, we also have some online based sessions and activities that happen. So the best way is to reach via social media. You can find us on preneur.org and also in Instagram or Facebook is the right way to
And folks, if you would like to get more information about Arif and his colleagues and what they're doing at Preneur Lab and everything that's coming through there, go to atlasnetwork.org. There you can learn not only about that organization, but all of the entrepreneurial initiatives that are happening throughout the worldwide freedom movement. And while you're there, I encourage you to become an Atlas Club member with my wife and I, or with a $25 donation, you can support the worldwide freedom movement and get Freedom's Champion magazine. So let's talk about Smart Bets and what was it like when you all won at a regional forum. You competed against colleagues within your region of the globe, and there you won the Smart Bets competition. What did that do for Preneur Lab?
Absolutely. Since we became a partner of Atlas Network, Smart Bets was something that we were always looking forward to, right?
Really?
And every year I was, join the Asia Liberty Forum or the New York Liberty Forum, and I would think that okay, those organizations are amazing and they're doing some really good impact.
Sure.
And we always wanted to be part of this, right?
Yeah.
And this was the core, a dream that we had. We applied last year as well, and this year we got selected to pitch. And even during the day, I thought that the other colleagues that I had from other countries, I thought that they're amazing,
right?
And I had a little hope, to be honest, that okay, we're going to win or something. I'll be very honest. I think they were amazing and everything. So luckily we won, right? And I believe that the Bangladeshi youth and the revolution that happened in 2024 made a lot of impact into the things that we're doing, and of course how world is perceiving Bangladesh as well. So it was a great journey, and learning from other partners and also from the Atlas Network, mentors. We were supported with mentors to to shine our pitches.
Sure.
We got, of course, the funding, the first branch of funding as well. We started the initiative already. So it's an amazing learning, and even today, I think everyone is recognizing me as well.
Yeah.
So it's a good feeling. So it's easier to connect and easier to meet and chat with people for today. So I'm enjoying it.
So, of course, you'll make another pitch here at the Liberty Forum and Freedom Dinner in New York City and have the potential to win once again and to really win the grand prize for Smart Bets for this year. What would that be like for Preneur Lab to be winner?
Yeah, absolutely. I think two things. So Bangladesh is going through lots of challenges and changes right now.
Okay.
So I think it's a very great time to make that impact, right? You
Yeah.
don't get this opportunity of window to make some real policy reforms around the during the years. So this is a very good time to tap into it. So number one, I think we are positioned in a very right time right now. Number one. Number two, I think the mentorship that we got is going to help us better as an organization, and also the things that we're creating is going to be more impactful. And the third one is, I think, being at this stage and meeting all the partners and mentors from around the world is going to open up new opportunities for us where we can connect even other organizations, right, into our initiative and to keep that journey.
So you're mentioning your journey and how you had identified Smart Bets as something you wanted to be part of before. Now you're at the apex of that opportunity, but you have peers that are in the audience that were both at the Asia Liberty Forum and are here in New York City as well, that are watching you and feeling the same way about you. So what advice do you have for your peers that are wanting to compete on a global stage with the projects that they're doing?
Absolutely. So two things, right? So I think Atlas Network family is super supportive, and all the members that we connect with and everyone that we talk with, so they are very helpful. Even if we don't have things 100% right there, so they would support us and they would mentor us to make things prepared so we can even submit the proposal or work on it. So I think that is a great opportunity. Even if you have any question or you want to know something, I would suggest to reach out to the colleagues that we have from Atlas Network, number one. Number two, one of the core things that I do, I learn from other organizations, specifically that are in Asia and who are doing the same kind of policy advocacy and reforms. So I would suggest to connect with other organizations in India, Nepal, or in Pakistan, or in other countries as well. So I really, ping them to learn what they're doing in previous years and how can we make our things better. So those are the two things I think everyone should do.
That's really good. And you've talked now a couple times about the Atlas Network partnership. I want to ask you about that.
Yeah.
what has your experience been like with Atlas Network? What is that partnership value to you?
Yeah, absolutely. So as we mentioned, when we started, we were mostly corely focusing on tech side of
Sure.
the world, right?
Yeah.
And we thought, and this is our tagline as well, that tech for social good.
Yeah.
So
I
we knew
remember.
tech,
It's great.
right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we knew tech, and we actually use tech to solve lots of other things. I mean, the problems that we have in hand. When we became partner with Atlas Network, we actually became better in our other parts, right? For example, research, weighing, how to do policy advocacy, and how
Sure.
to work with people and different policymakers. So that part became really good. We were good at tech. Now you can combine all those things, and that would make something really magical. I can remember the first time we got a really good project with Atlas Network. So they tied up with one of the mentors for next 6 months, and she would connect us with almost like every 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And we would go through that journey and everything we're doing. So she was supporting us and helping us to make that better. So I think the model that it got, right. So I think it works perfectly for everyone, and we got the coaching, we got the support, and I think we got celebrated as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's amazing journey.
You're speaking of the Atlas Network methodology of
Yes.
coach, compete, celebrate.
Yes, absolutely.
And so that was effective for you. So you would encourage other organizations that's a benefit to
Yeah,
them?
absolutely.
So you've mentioned once or twice also support that's come through Atlas Network. And here at this forum, especially, there are many donors and philanthropists that have contributed to Atlas Network and the worldwide freedom movement. So some of those grants and some of that support may have come from them.
Absolutely.
If you run into someone that says, hey, I contributed to the Atlas Network, or I'm thinking of donating, what would you say to them?
Yeah, I think there's tons of things happening around the world, right?
Sure.
So I think I was thinking even today as well, right? That maybe when I will after 10 years, when I have enough money of myself as well, the first thing that I should do is to support uh, organizations through Atlas Network, because the stories that we're hearing, for example, we just heard a story from Taiwan, right? And so those are really difficult work, right?
Yeah.
There are governments. I met someone who is working in Pakistan, how people perceive the army there, right? I think those are really hard work.
Sure.
And those are difficult. Those are
Right.
not always celebrated.
Yep.
So if someone is interested to connect with the organization and making a real impact that is going to help millions of people around the world, I think this is the best place to join.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I was talking with one of your peers earlier today, and they were telling me that back home they have security detail that they have to have. And I ran one of the partner organizations in the United States out of Oklahoma. I ran it for 6 years and then worked on a national organization for a couple of years, and never thought once about needing security detail. But I'm surprised at how many of our peers, they're in an environment where it's not safe, and yet still they press on to the values. So when you hear those stories, does it inspire you and kind of encourage you about what could happen?
Yeah, absolutely, right. And we face similar challenges as well,
Right.
and that's where we learn from other partners, that how they tackle those challenges.
Sure.
And we try to replicate or implement something from them as well. So in previous years in Bangladesh, to get donors money from outside of Bangladesh was very difficult.
It is. Yeah.
You'd run into different situation where the foreign funding will be totally blocked. You will not get anything out of it. And even if we're doing an event in a hotel or something, there will be checkings by local law enforcement authority that, okay, what is the topic, what they're talking, who are the speaker list and everything.
Sure.
And after that, getting that vet, you could only do the event, right? There were incidents where we planned an event in a university and everything was set up, but at the last moment it got canceled because of different security things. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's the thing, right?
Sure.
I think Bangladesh was a little bit difficult, but I know that there are countries which are far more difficult as well, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that is the spirit. I think everyone here is trying to take that bet to make sure that their countries and their entire world is becoming a free world, right?
So we talked a bit ago about StartKoro and SmartBets competition. Talk to me about what else you have going on. What's the project in mind right now, or what's a new program coming up in the future that Preneur Lab is going to launch?
Sure. So, of course, the other core initiative that we have is the Freedom Fellows. We
Right.
just completed another cohort of it. I think it was the ninth cohort. So we just completed, wrapped that up like 2 months back. It was
Sure.
amazing. We got a new set of activists, and we trained them, and now they are coming up with their own kind of ideas and innovations. So we are trying to support them. So that is number one. Number two, one challenge that we are actually seeing right now, other than of course the election is coming up in 2026, so we are doing lots of activities around that. So to make sure that the fake news and AI is a big challenge right now. People are generating AI-related videos to impact the elections.
Yes.
So that is something we are totally focusing on till election, which is in February. So next 2-3 months we will focus on
Okay.
on that and making sure that people actually go and vote
Sure.
for the parties that they want, right? For the candidate that they want. And we are also seeing a new challenge that we are just like having brainstorming, where we are seeing that many youth from Bangladesh is actually because we don't have much better job and everything, and that's why we initiated
Yeah.
StartKoro, is they are going in difficult countries like in Russia and Ukraine, and they are fighting for Russian army because of as a paid, forces, and they are getting killed there when
Yeah.
they are fighting.
Sure.
And so there are like lots of youth actually died in fighting in Ukraine for Russia, and some died in Pakistan as well. So we wanted to start a initiative to tell people that there is a risk and this is not the right thing to do,
Right.
and
There
there
are
are
other
other
options.
career
There's-
opportunities as well. Instead of becoming a paid fighter and losing your life, there
Sure.
are other things to do. And so yeah, this is just something that we're initiating right now. We're brainstorming, and hope we'll be soon be able to work on.
Yeah, I am excited about that, and hope you're very successful with that. And have no doubt that you will be. You mentioned AI, and you started in tech. Of course, and that's such a topic now for a lot of
Absolutely.
peer organizations. Many of them did not start where you are, so they're just asking the question: what does this mean for the future of the free market movement or policy
Yeah.
communications? What are you seeing with AI? Is it a threat or an opportunity,
Right
or
now,
both?
yeah, absolutely. I think it's both, right?
Okay.
So it is making people's life better,
Sure.
right? And it is becoming a thing like electricity. When electricity was
That's a good analogy.
innovative, and it is becoming part of everything, right? So I think AI is going to be part of everything that we do somehow or the other, and it's going to make real great impact into all the lives, right? But on the other hand, of course, people are losing job, or they tend to losing job, sometimes not because of AI directly, but because of the fear in the market. And for example, I've seen some CEOs are getting peer pressure because one company laid off 10,000 people, so I should do, I should lay off people as well. So those things are there, but I think in next couple of years this is going to be settled down, and things which are very repetitive and people don't like to do anyway
Yeah.
will be
Yeah.
automated.
Yeah.
AI will have a job. I mean, AI will do those kind of jobs, right? And someone was saying that in like maybe 50 years ago, there's a job when someone would go to the streets and lamp the street lights with fire. Right now, we don't even think of that as a job, right?
Right,
Because no one
right.
would love to do that.
Right.
So I think there will be shift changes
Sure.
in this world. It's a very great time to start thinking about the universal basic income and all those kind of ideologies which actually initiated from San Francisco and
Yep.
California about the future of AI. And I think everyone should start thinking about it. How can we embrace it for sure for the betterment of our work, and also how can we see the upcoming challenges which will impact the jobs, the business, and the economy, right? So it's a very great time to start.
It's
about
an
this.
interesting point you make about this is like electricity. I've often thought about the horse and buggy industry whenever the car was introduced, right?
Correct.
When the
Absolutely.
Model A or Model T or whatnot came off the lot, there was a big disruption. We're really talking about disruptions.
Absolutely.
And people have an adverse reaction and it's kind of friction, but then society catches up and evolves through that is what you're seeing. Are there any technological advances that you see or you think are coming in the future that we should start paying attention to now that you think most people are not aware of, or they're not thinking of how it could impact our lives?
Absolutely. So AI for sure,
Sure.
is the biggest thing that is coming up, and how fast it is growing is unimaginable, right? Every week, assume something will come up, but the next week, new things will come up. So for the, uh, the global economy or the politics or, for the global governance, I think how the fake news and, fake videos and fake documentations are being created is going to be very challenging.
Okay.
Specifically for the world where literacy is a little bit low and people would believe anything that they would see on WhatsApp or, and for other messages, number one.
Sure.
Number two, other than that, I think quantum computing is something that we're not
Quantum
thinking.
computing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's thinking at all. So most of the securities and, all the bank securities or our phone securities, everything can be cracked in a couple of seconds with quantum computing power, right? I think there's another big challenge that some governments started thinking, but not all. And good thing is we saw that some government actually introduced ministers of AI as well, right?
Sure.
I think UAE is a good example. So they've introduced an AI ministry. But how impactful that is, that we have to see.
Just for fun, because there may be some in our audience that have not heard or thought of quantum computing before, or understand what it means or the impact. Could you describe it?
Yeah, sure. In short, so quantum computing came from the quantum physics concept.
Yep.
So what it does, it creates the processing power like 1000x from what we have right now. So for example, this is a small example. So if you have an email and password, which right now the computing power that we have, it would take like maybe 200 years to break that up. If I try to break your password and guess it, right, with brute force. But with quantum computing, you can do it in a couple of seconds, right? So the existing security layer that we have in computers are not going to work with quantum computing. And the technology is getting very cheaper.
Yeah.
So previously only, in a country, there will be one or two quantum computers in a university or in a very, great research lab.
Right.
But now the prices are coming really low. So maybe someone with a small business setup could have that quantum computing technology on their house, right?
Yeah.
So that's the biggest challenge that will come up.
So let's come back to just Bangladesh in general. What are the current challenges as you see, and what do you want everyone to know about what's happening in Bangladesh right now?
Absolutely. So we had the July Youth Revolution in last year, 2024, and the government, which was in power for last 15 years, had to resign, and the prime minister flew to another country. After that, there was an interim government that took the power of, led by Professor Dr. Muhammad Yunus, who is a Nobel laureate and known almost everywhere around the world. So we are pretty close to the next election. So the core mandate of this interim government was to create some policy reforms.
Yep.
And also the holding the elections, which is coming up.
Right.
So all the political parties met together. There was policy, reform commissions on different topics, which met and collect the different ideas from the public, political parties, and they created a July idea which would be passed. So now the political parties are deciding how those new changes are going to be implemented. Is that going to be via mass vote, or is that going to be just taken with this government part of the constitution? So that part is being debated right now.
Yeah.
But I think next year is very crucial.
Yeah.
Because of the election.
Sure.
And of course, we would want to have an election which is free and fair for everyone, and everyone could participate in that. So that is a challenge, number one. And number two is because of different economic burden that this government right now have. So how Bangladesh actually tackle those challenges next year is another big challenge, right?
Sure.
That is the next government is coming to in the power, so they have to face that. And also, I think overall Asia is becoming a little bit difficult place. We heard about what happened in Nepal, Indonesia, and Sri Lanka, right? So I think the Asian economics and Asian politics dynamics is changing a little bit as well. And Bangladesh is there in South Asia with two big neighbors, India and China. So next year, I think it's going to be difficult whoever comes in the power. It's easier, of course, it's very promising. But also there are challenges that we have to see how to tackle those.
So if we think about the future of Bangladesh, and I ask you that if 5 years from now, you and I are sitting here and I'm saying, hey, what's going on in Bangladesh? What are the state of things? What do you think? Project for me. What do you see the future being like?
So Bangladesh right now got a great thing is called the youth dividend, right?
Yeah, sure.
Demographic dividend,
Right.
which means that right now almost 50% of the population are youth, right? And they're the workforce, so it got huge potential to change something in next 5 to 10 years, and we'll not get this opportunity again and again, right? So next 5 years, I think is very crucial for Bangladesh. Number
Yeah.
one, from the startup world and tech world, we want to create at least 2 to 3 unicorns, which are really making great impact on the world. Unicorns are the startups which are valuated more than $1 billion.
Right.
So we don't have any as of yet. So we want to make at least 2 or 3 in next 5 years.
Okay.
We want to make sure that the free economy and the free market and freedom of speech that we were, asking for many years, we would have that opportunity, and more youth are coming to politics and policy changes scene.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope that next 5 years when we will have another discussion, we'll see that more youth are coming to politics, and we have more opportunities for youth and other marginal groups.
So tell me a little bit more about you, right? Why are you doing this, right? Why is this work? Obviously, you talked about why you started Preneur Lab or helped put it together and are a trustee today, but that was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So today, what drives you? What's giving you hope?
I think I am from old part of the capital city of Dhaka, right?
Okay.
And which is the capital of Bangladesh. And when I was growing up, I've seen so many challenges around me, right? Political challenge, economical challenge, social challenges as well. And as I said, I had a thought that the world is going to be a better place, right?
Right.
But later I realized that that is not going to be the place, right? I was a very big superhero fan as well,
Yeah.
and I thought that one superhero will come and solve lots of those issues.
Sure.
But when I was growing up, I realized that that is not going to be the case, right? So we have to be our own superhero, and we have to make the changes that we
That's
want,
good.
right? So an alien or someone is not going to come up and make the changes for us. We have to take it, and we have to make sure that we are contributing to whatever extent we can, and make that change, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, whenever I see that there's a challenge and there is something needs to be done, that excites me.
Yeah.
And I think by this process I became a problem solver, or someone who would think with empathy and connect with people deeply. So I think those are the things that keep me awake at night. Whenever I see there's a challenge, I would love to solve it as soon as possible with whatever I have, and how can I connect people into it as well. Maybe I don't have that expertise, but how can we connect others who got the right expertise to solve that? That's what.
Yeah, I think it
me.
was Mahatma Gandhi that said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world."
Absolutely.
Right, and this is kind of the point you're talking about: is we can all impact our sphere of influence, and how all that overlays.
Absolutely.
If we're making the world a better place, if we're creating opportunity for others, a rising tide will lift all boats.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you bump into a colleague here at the Liberty Forum in New York City, or if it happens to be you're back doing work and somebody comes up to you and says, "Hey, give me some advice. How do I get involved? How do I start to make change?" For someone who did start up an organization, what would you tell him? What's the best way for somebody to get involved and try to improve their community?
Absolutely. So I think when I started, I actually started and attending, everything that would happen.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I would volunteer every place possible.
Really? Okay.
From cleaning up the streets to joining some big UN conference, doing
Okay.
moral UN conferences, and speaking for different topic. So I think if you can think on the complex topics, and if you meet people, and if you see that what are the real challenges, most of the things you will get that pretty easily.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'd say just getting connected with any community things happening, right? Maybe something will be right for you, maybe not, but you will at least learn something, and you will connect with someone, right?
Yeah.
So for example, many people I met in different places, right? If I am hosting an event, I know that, this person is right for speaking on that topic, right? Which might not be directly my area, but I know that, if I need to have someone who can speak on communication or negotiation, or for example, creating a great pitch deck for your startup, I know who are the person to bring in.
Yeah.
And I think magic happens when people met, right? So meeting with people as many as possible, number one. Number two, contributing whatever you see. If there's something happening in your organization, in your community, in your locality,
That's
getting
good.
connected with them.
Sure.
And this will lead to you, and you will find your place, the place or the things that you want to solve. I think you'll get that place slowly.
We're talking with Arif Nezami from Preneur Lab in Bangladesh and having a fantastic discussion. I'm glad that you're joining us, but I'm going to encourage you to go to atlasnetwork.org to learn more about the work that they're doing at Preneur Lab and find out how you can get involved, not only with Arif and his friends there, but how you can get involved in the worldwide freedom movement and become a contributor and a donor like my wife and I are as well. So as we wrap up our conversation here today and we get excited about the Smart Bets competition later on, a couple last questions for you. If we were having this discussion in Bangladesh and we were in your office or somewhere, and then we were going to go out and have something to eat, and I said, man, I want to eat, like, what is your favorite food? What is the local food? What are we eating?
Sure. So Bangladesh is known for its rivers and fishes. So I would suggest for that definitely to try Bangladeshi fish and some local cuisine. Other than that, I'm pretty much fan of biryani and kachis, right?
Okay.
Which is popular in different parts of the world as well, like in India, Pakistan. So you love kachi. And I'm from the old part of the town, right?
Okay.
So we have lots of cuisine, lots of street foods, a little bit spicy, but I think everyone would enjoy having those during a snack.
You like
or
the
lunch
spice.
as well. I do.
Of course. It's kind of, you start at a young age, right? And you kind of like the spice. What are your hobbies? Like if we're not working on Preneur Labs or we're not kind of taking a meeting or anything, what do you do outside of the office?
Sure. Other than, of course, the policy advocacy and other things that I do, I'm a techie as well. So I love to learn new tech thing that will come up, AI. I love to build software myself as well.
Really?
So I would do some open source contribution or something on my part time.
That's wonderful.
Absolutely. And other than that, cricket is a big thing in Bangladesh.
Sure.
So if we get the opportunity, we love to watch cricket or, of course, play in our locality or with our friends. And then we love to meet our, of course, friends and families from different part of the country as well.
Do we need to have the cricket versus baseball debate? Which one is? No, I'm kidding. So a cricket player?
A part-time, not professional at all, but in our locality, of course, when friends met, we do like cricket for sure.
What is something else if someone came to visit that you said, look, if you want to experience the culture and really the history here, you need to go do this or you need to go.
Absolutely. So two things I would mention. So we have the largest mangrove forest in Bangladesh, which is the Sundarbans.
Really?
Right? We are sharing that with India and Bangladesh together.
Okay.
So that's an amazing place to be in. And of course, it's a forest, right? You have to be protected and everything.
Sure.
We have one of the largest sea beach, uninterrupted sea beach of the world. It is the Cox's Bazar. And this is an amazing place to be in and enjoy, some beautiful sun and the water. Close to that, we have the Rohingya refugee camps as well, where more than 1 million people are there who actually came from Myanmar because of the issues that they have there. Other than that, as I mentioned, I'm from Dhaka. So we have a big university called Dhaka University, and I love to be in rickshaws. I don't know if you know rickshaws, so someone will, pull it. One person will pull it. It's like cycle, but two people can sit on the back.
Okay.
So I love a great rickshaw ride.
Oh, of course.
And if you can, go through Dhaka University, you will see lots of youths are doing lots of cultural things. Someone is singing. There's some arts competition happening.
Yeah.
It's a great place to, enjoy the weather and meeting local culture as well.
There's a rich history as well, right? I mean, Dhaka is a pretty old city.
Yes.
Is it not?
Yes. So Dhaka actually established, some people say 600 years ago, some people say 400 years ago.
Yeah.
But there are lots of cultural sites and, some architectural areas where you can visit, mostly in my part of the city, which is old Dhaka.
Sure.
So, we grew up with those, right? So it's a great place to be in.
Okay. One or two last questions I just thought of here that I wonder your take. When you come to the Liberty Forum, before the Freedom Dinner, when you come to New York like this, as a founder, as a leader of an organization, what are you coming with the approach of? Do you come in and set meetings and make a plan, or do you come in and attend everything and try to learn? Like, what is the right posture when you approach this thing?
Sure. I try to do both, right? So number one, of course, I will go through the agenda and I will see that, okay, if someone is pretty interesting, is speaking on a very interesting topic
Yeah.
or from an organization that is looking to connect, I think it's a great way to connect them, right?
Yeah.
Reaching out to them via email or even from the app that Atlas Network got, you can try to book different calls with them. So
Sure.
number one. Number two is the topics that we discuss here are not very openly discussed in our part of the world, right? So the core topics like economics and everything is not very easy to learn and to get used to from my part of the world. So I think I enjoy those kind of discussion, those complex topics,
Sure.
and what you can learn. So I try to attend every session possible.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would the parallel sessions happening. I would join like 10 minutes of each of the session just to see what is there for
Yeah.
me to learn, and I book some meetings as well. So it's in the mix, but I would suggest to if anyone is coming to the forums to meet people, right, as much as possible, get connected with them, learn from them, and those networks actually really is helpful. And attend the sessions. I think the sessions are amazing, and I would not get those sessions even on YouTube. So I think those are a very great place to be in and hear the live impact stories.
Last thought, last question. Is there anything about Preneur Lab, Bangladesh, anything we didn't discuss that you'd like everyone to know?
Absolutely. I think Bangladesh don't get the highlight that it deserves. It is a huge, population-wise, it's the eighth largest countries in the world, 180 plus million people.
Sure.
And the challenges, as we mentioned, are pretty much there for, I mean, just like any other countries.
Yeah.
And it got huge potential. We got 50% of youth. So it's a great time to invest in Bangladesh and to support the youth. So in next 5 to 10 years, we can start seeing the impact, right?
Yeah, sure.
And I think even for South Asia, Bangladesh is positioned in a very strategical area, right? As we mentioned, we have India, we have Myanmar, we have China all together trying to, create their impact in that locality. So I think Bangladesh is situated in a very right position.
Yeah.
And international and global recognition and support is going to make great impact, not only for Bangladesh, but for people around the world.
For around the globe. Well, Arif, thank you so much for your time
Pleasure.
today. Thank you for this conversation and for all the work you're doing, and good luck in the Smart Bets competition. And folks, thank you so much for joining us for another conversation here on the podcast, which I encourage you to go follow, download, make sure to be part of on either YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever you get a podcast. And we will have more from the Liberty Forum and Freedom Dinner here in New York City on another episode of Atlas Network with Michael Carnuccio. Thanks for joining us.